Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk a bunch of animated shows and movies here with new podcasts every other Wednesday. Find out everything about us at overlyanimated.com. I'm your host, Dylan, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hi there.
Welcome to our Ladybug Season 4 coverage.
Woo!
Wow, yes.
Air horns, air horns,
That
air
was
horns.
representative of the
Akuma
energy.
alert.
Akuma alert.
Is that how we should start the podcast, with an Akuma alert?
Yeah, that's absolutely what we should do. We're like, Hotbot is attacking the Eiffel Tower for the 85th time.
Should we make our own Akuma alert or like clip whatever's in the show?
Yes.
Clip what's in the
I feel like they
show.
don't have like a song. I feel like it's just a voice over the loudspeaker when there's an Akuma
Yeah, that's
alert.
absolutely. Yeah, that's all it is. It's
Okay.
great.
That's actually a great.
We
Why
have,
have we
like-
not thought of it until like our
I know,
100th
and they
Ladybug
have
podcast?
like that app.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Akuma
yeah, that's
alert app.
right.
Yeah, I don't think we got a mention of an Akuma alert in these
We did.
episodes, but I don't think we. Yeah, no, there's an app too. All very realistic. Okay, so we're talking the first 3 episodes of Miraculous Ladybug Season 4. I'm going to explain everything about how our Ladybug Season 4 coverage is working in just a second, but we are covering Truth, Lies, and Gang of Secrets, the first 3 episodes of Miraculous Ladybug Season 4. If you're new, we have been covering Ladybug since the beginning. Find all of our Ladybug podcast at overlyanimated.com. You can search Overly Animated Ladybug. There's a Ladybug feed on your podcast app and subscribe there. We're the go-to place for Ladybug podcasts and discussion and silliness. Find all that here. Yes.
A lot of games.
Check out a month ago. Not too long ago, we had our Shanghai special podcast. So you can check that out as well. We're caught up on the specials and we're heading into season 4 here, as we are starting our Ladybug Season 4 coverage. So let me explain this. If you have any questions, why haven't you talked about Season 4 yet? What's going on? Please listen for the next 2 to 3 minutes, and you'll have all your answers. Questions answered, / I have all your answers. Okay. So we have not been covering the Season 4 episodes as they have been coming out anywhere in the world like we kind of did previously for Seasons 2 and 3, because I'm tired of it. It's too much. This year, we are just talking about the English dub episodes in order. And for the most part, we are going to, here's what you got to remember. We're going to be following the United States Disney Channel releases. So season 4 has not yet aired in the Disney Channel United States, but it will be, as of this recording, is scheduled to air at the end of June. So this is our first podcast. This is, in theory, the only one which will not follow the U.S. Disney Channel schedule. That's because these 3 episodes aired. The dub is out already in order, and it's the first 3 episodes. I'm going to go strictly in order. I mean, unless the U.S. Disney Channel diverges, which seems like they will, like, minorly early on. But these were in Spain, which does the simulcast of Spanish and English. So we have these. We're going to do this to start with, and then in a month, we'll be back with 4, 6, and 7, the episodes 4, 6, and 7 in a month to follow the U.S. Disney Channel order. Then in theory, they're releasing 1 dubbed episode every week. So every month we will have a podcast on the latest 4 episodes, in theory. You know, how long will Disney Channel be able to release episodes in order for? I hope for weekly. I hope for forever, but we'll see. We'll see how quick they are in getting episodes out. So we have only seen these 3 episodes. We have genuinely not seen past this in season 4. Do not spoil us, please. Do not spoil anyone else, please. We have spoilers are only acceptable for Truth, Lies, and Gang of Secrets in the comments section of anywhere you're listening to this. In our Discord, have our own spoiler policy following the U.S. releases. Like, please just try not to spoil us. We'll talk about if we got spoiled for something in this last episode. It seems like actually there are spoilers for Ladybug for once, so this is more relevant than ever. Okay, so there you go. We've only seen these 3. We'll have more Ladybug podcasts following the Disney Channel US. Any questions, Delaney or April?
No.
No.
Why are you asking if we have questions?
Because
do you, the listener?
Well, I can't
have
ask
any
them
questions?
like
I'm
in
gonna
real
ask
time.
them,
I can't
and
ask
then
them in
I'm
real time, so
Well,
I'm
I think
asking
it's
you
because
guys.
Dylan hadn't actually told us this.
I think I've Okay, well, this is why I'm asking a few questions. I did kind of tell you, but I wasn't expecting you to 100% follow along. But I also knew I was going to be explaining at the beginning of the podcast, so we're good.
I mean,
Okay.
Dylan, you message us and you're like, we're going to podcast. And we're like, cool.
Yeah, you're like fine.
And
yeah.
you're like, here's
I'm
the
like,
episode.
Look,
I'm
and also
like,
this plan is pending Delaney and April wanting to do this and me wanting to do this. So if we get tired at any point, we can pause. Like we'll do whatever we're fine with. This is not a requirement. This is just.
And then you'll just get 3 hours of us screaming because we finally caught up.
Yes.
In several months. Yeah.
Basically, we want maximum fun, least amount of stress. That's why we moved to this new layout, and also because trying to chase down Ladybug episodes is like stupid.
It's like a full-time job, and we're not getting paid for
so
it.
some other things I didn't mention. I mentioned making podcasts. We're every other week now. We're only releasing one podcast every other week. So that's why we're not doing them right away. In addition to, we're just trying to be less stressful for us. Also, like if you're watching the latest episode in whatever language, you're getting some questionable subtitles probably depending on what language it's airing. And I really am trying to avoid that. So that's a big reason too. It's like tracking it down, questionable subtitles. Miraculous Subs hasn't been doing this season. Half of these episodes have aired in Portuguese first. It seems like some are going to air in German or something. Like I'm not like that's actually what's happening. Anyway, so there are more episodes than this out in season 4, but we're just talking these 2 episodes. We've not seen beyond this. And I do think Disney Channel, the way they're going to be releasing it, happens to be a pretty chill way. So hopefully that will work for us. But we'll see.
Also, for once, we can like watch it like reliably.
I know.
Yes.
High quality. I mean, the versions we watched of these episodes were pretty good. The second episode was a little not as good, but I will be happy to see full HD of the episodes and
I can watch it on my big TV.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Excited. Yeah. And the love. I mean, Ladybug's gorgeous, so we also want to maximize that. Okay. Anyway, so there you go. That's the full update. If you have questions, you can always comment asking. Please do not demand asking the next podcast asking. But we're doing it. We're doing season 4. We're excited. We are now getting into Truth, Lies, and Gang of Secrets. So spoilers starting now for the first 3 episodes of Ladybug season 4. There are actually spoilers, so I would make sure you have checked it out. Do not listen.
And you're like, we don't believe you. For real, there are spoilers.
But realsies.
It's like at least one spoiler, okay? At least one thing that happened. And we'll talk to what extent. But let's get started. Spoilers starting now. The 3 episodes here, we almost always talk about Ladybug 1 episode at a time, so this is going to be different. So we just want the big overall thoughts to start off with. We're going to dive into everything, or at least some things. But Delaney, what's your like big overall reaction to the start of season 4, and like what elicited the biggest reaction from you watching?
I mean, oh my god, we got stuff that happened. Like, oh my god, like the season opened and it was like, this is like literally this is what they showed at the end of season 3, like with Hawkmoth fixing the Miraculous. Like they went right into that, and like, oh my god, so much happened. Like it's basically the whole wish list we had for season 4. We've almost gotten all of it in like 3 episodes. Like we have serialization, we have like a lot of plot movement. I guess I'll get into the big spoiler now. Holy crap! She finally told Alia. Oh my god! I've only been waiting for this since season 1, and I can't honestly, the whole episode I thought, because I had gotten spoiled, I thought they were just gonna. I thought it was a fake out. I thought the whole time it was gonna be a fake out. And then when Alia, because I'm watching it and I'm like, oh god, there's only like 2 minutes left. I don't think this is gonna happen. And then Alia stays, and I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then they're talking, and I was like, you're waiting, and how Ladybug does is like you think it's gonna happen, and then it doesn't. But oh my god, she was just like, yeah, I'm Ladybug. Oh my god, like, oh my god, like I literally and there was a lot at stake these 3 episodes. Like, I mean, literally, Luca got into her room. And I thought he was gonna get the diary. Like I really thought he was. Like,
oh yeah,
it was
as
crazy.
A villain, yeah,
as a villain. I love these episodes. I think they're honestly, even without it's hard to separate right now from all the. I literally watched them today. Dylan and April have had some time to sit on them. I literally watched all 3 of them this morning, and what really it's not just all the shocking revelations and the fact that it's serialized. For me, it was also these are really good episodes. I think they're really, really good. We get a lot of personal interactions between all of our characters. And I love that they did Truth and Lies the way that they did, that it's the same events. And I think they did a really good job doing it, because a lot of times, like, you're like, this is really boring. You ever read a fanfic and then you're like, oh my God, my favorite fanfic update. And they're like, oh, it's the same stuff, but from the other character's perspective. And you're like, this sucks. But no, like,
You've definitely had that.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, and then they really did it from a really, like, you really saw new stuff. We didn't really rehash too much. I really enjoyed it. I think they did a really good job. And oh my God, I'm just like, Ladybug's back. Hey!
I'm glad you had fun with it. Yeah, so that means you're excited for more season 4.
Yeah, oh my God. Like, I couldn't stop watching. Like, I mean, the first episode I was live reacting to Dylan in April, and I was pausing, like, the first, like, 5 minutes of episode 1 was, like,
it's
physically hurting me. Yeah. I was like, I can't do this.
It was the best. You were just like 3 minutes in, and I paused it.
I was like, I can't handle this. And then they were like, well, what happened in episode 2? You didn't talk about it. And I was like, because I didn't Adrian's not as cringe. I didn't have to pause it every 30 seconds. Like,
Cat Noir not as cringe. That's a surprising take, I think.
I mean, the most
compared to Marinette, you know.
I should say, so in it, not only the fact that Alia told that Marinette told Alia that she's Ladybug, the second shocking revelation is that Ladybug admitted that she thinks Cat Noir is funny.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a big moment. Did you appreciate it?
Oh, yeah. I know. I said that to y'all when they were like, I thought it was really funny. Every time Luca would say something, Cat would say something, like, to, like, end it, and he was like, what are your top 3 favorite things about Cat Noir? I thought that was really funny. And then she starts answering. It was so good.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, there you go. Well, we're going to dive into a lot of that. April, walk us through your your season 4 overall thoughts on these first 3 episodes and your things that you enjoyed the most.
Okay, so, oh my gosh. I remember watching Truth and crushing a can.
Oh yeah, Dylan and April watched this episode together.
Yes, and Dylan was just like barreling through it, and I was like, we're not gonna pause? Really? Like,
yeah, okay. You said barreling through. You mean watching an episode of TV normally. That's what you mean.
You can't watch Ladybug like this. Okay, so April the whole time was like, Dylan won't pause the episode. And I was like, Dylan, because me and April, who are normal people, like, how do you not watch
I would think not pausing constantly is the normal way of watching.
No, that is the normal.
In the comments, people, do y'all have to pause when you watch Ladybug to scream? Because I do, because it's so the secondhand embarrassment. The secondhand embarrassment in Ladybug is overwhelming. Like, you have to pause.
I do pause when I'm outlining it because it's just too much. But I will say about the first episode, like, watching it like all in one, like, it was really just too much. Like, like, I did not process everything that happens, and then the second viewing
April was like, I crushed a can, because I was like, what did you do when Dylan didn't pause?
Crushed a can.
Crushed a can. Okay, continue.
Okay, so yes, okay. And then I made the terrible mistake of watching Lies and Gang of Secrets during my lunch break because I was like, Ladybug, it'll just be fun.
No! Oh my God.
And I was like freaking out in the break room at work.
I've done this also, so this is the mood.
That's the Delaney move, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least I got to pause it. So
did you get any comments from coworkers?
No, because I was the only one in the break room.
Oh, okay. I did have now I've had like 2 or 3 coworkers now. They're like, hey, you watch that show Ladybug, right? Because, I'm screaming all the time at work. And they're like, oh yeah, I got to watch it with like my niece and nephew. So they're always telling me that they're like, I saw an episode because I was watching these extremely small children. And they're like, oh, this is that show Delaney likes.
But, okay, so, yeah. So those were my mistakes, and I remember like I literally finished Gang of Secrets right at the end of my lunch break, and I was
supposed to go back to work after that?
Yeah, I was just like speechless, like, and it's interesting too because like there's such a range of emotion between these 3 episodes, or especially like Lies and Gang of Secrets, that like I'm in the break room like crying, and I'm also laughing, and I'm like.
You're just losing
so I'm just kind of glad that like no one was in there with me, but also I'm sure that if someone really wanted to like, or if I really wanted to find my reactions like live, I could, because there's like cameras and stuff in the break rooms and everything. So
you're gonna hack into the security cameras to find your live reaction?
I don't have to hack into them. I have access. So
that's even better.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, Well, you forget that I work for a video surveillance company, so.
Oh, that makes sense.
A little bit. Okay, but anyway, we don't need to get into it. Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, so, wow, these episodes.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. We're going to be here for like 4 hours, so buckle up, everybody.
No, we're not.
Tanya was like, I'm eating without you because it's a Ladybug podcast. And I was like, I don't blame you.
Look, we'll check back in the runtime at the end.
Yeah, we will. But so I think my favorite part is that like these 3 episodes are like a collective.
Yes.
Oh, in a sense, like I really like Delaney was saying about Truth and Lies. I loved that like you're getting Marinette side of it and then you're getting Adrian's side of it of like the exact same event. And it didn't feel like, I guess like that I was like forced to have those different perspectives. Like it felt really natural to have like those 2 like sort of plot lines separated, even though it's based off the same like timeline. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head. And then like Gang of Secrets is just, man, that was something. I mean, all of it is something, but it was a ride, and here we are.
Okay, we'll dive more into that reaction to come. No,
I know. Well, I'm like trying to like not completely dive into things.
Yeah, no, that's good. Just an overview to start with. We haven't even gotten into Delaney's dreams yet. You know, we have a lot to get to here. Should we put on the outline?
Yeah.
But, no, yeah, I agree that these are like kind of it feels like a 3-part opener to the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I did purposefully. I mean, like I hadn't seen the episodes before. I kind of was like the first. I'd heard these might make for a good starting unit from. So thank you if you recommended that. But I feel like we kind of lucked out here in terms of these the 3 dubbed episodes. I don't know if episode 4 will fit in as well. I haven't seen it yet. But it does feel like this is like the perfect unit to start the season with in terms of a discussion. I assume in the future we will not have as clean of breaks for the episodes we're talking about, but to start with, it's nice. This is a fun start to the season. I think that it was a lot to take in at first, rewatching and
I couldn't rewatch. I would die. I couldn't do it.
I think you want to rewatch Gang of Secrets at some point. I think
I did rewatch the last the last part. I did rewatch
you were
that.
Freaking out too much, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You have it down. I think these are 3 good episodes. I think that it is a really strong start to the season. I have good and questionable questions about how things are going to be handled, moving forward. But this is a great start to the season in terms of episode quality, in terms of like what the content of what we got. I think the first episode is really great. It is very overwhelming with the amount of information they're presenting. The way it
starts, like when the episode
especially at the beginning, the first 5
you're
minutes.
like, whoa.
Yeah, so we're gonna walk through that in case you've probably only seen it once, or maybe the listeners of this have seen it multiple times. Do we have more casuals or people who've seen the episodes a million times?
I don't think there are casual watches of Ladybug. I think that's the problem.
No, there's a lot of casual fans. I don't know if there's casual Ladybug fans that are like listening to the podcast. Like I feel like if you get into it, you get into it. But I mean, the show's like really popular, so it has like a bunch of kids.
The people who like casually watch it are like the ones who were like, oh well, like the kids are watching. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like half paying attention to it.
Yeah, kids are like parents, and so that if you've made it into the podcast coverage, we will also be accessible to the more casual fans. So we will walk through the beginning of this episode. we need to recap it for ourselves.
Wait, who's the voice of the people right now? I don't remember.
Me.
Okay.
You said that very confidently.
Because she is the voice of the people.
I thought April initially wanted, and now Delaney has it.
No, I thought I want it back.
I don't remember.
Okay, someone tell us in the guys. So
I think I was voice of the people.
We might have had 3
like
contests. We had podcasts throughout the off season between seasons 3 and 4. So we've had contests. And
we can share it if that's easier.
Look,
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
ultimately it's a shared prize, but we'll see who performs better on this podcast. How about that?
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, y'all can vote. Y'all can vote for voice of the people.
Vote 1 or 2 in the chat about press. Yeah,
who's 1 and who's 2?
That's up for you to decide.
Oh no.
Okay, the lies. Yeah, I mean, initially I was a little less high on lies than the other episodes, but I think it is very good. Watching it back, there's a lot to like there. I appreciate getting Kat's perspective. I don't necessarily need this all the time, but we'll get into it a little bit more. But I appreciated getting it here. Gang of Secrets, I think, is an all-time great Ladybug episode.
Yes.
Yes.
I do think this is. It does help. It holds up on rewatch. It has huge moments, but it also has some of the best silly content. 2 of my favorite all-time Ladybug scenes in this episode, which is them watching the movie in the beginning. Ladybug and Cat.
It's so funny.
We're gonna go through that whole scene. It is one of the most ridiculous things, and that's saying something in the show. And then the reveal at the end is an incredible scene. Talia. I think put Gang of Secrets in your top 10 list. We did our top 10 episodes at the end of the year. I'd probably put it in my top 5 even. So I think this is a great start. And I think Truth and Lies, probably both top 25 episodes of the show. Truth is also incredible. This is a great start to the season. I personally didn't necessarily get I think I'm going to point out some things we didn't get that we were maybe anticipating. But I have some healthy skepticism about how things are being handled this season. How about that?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what's coming. And this was a lot considered the biggest 3 episodes to start a season we've gotten, certainly, and arguably one of the biggest runs of 3 episodes we've gotten in this show. So that's very exciting, a very exciting start to season 4. Let's start going over the changes this season. That's what I had first in that line, because these are maybe things that are going to be present throughout every episode. I think Marinette's the Guardian. We're anticipating this being the big change this season, and she has the Miracle Box. It manifests in a few different ways. And what I didn't necessarily think was that all the Kwamis were just going to fly around her room all the time.
I know, and then they're
I feel like that's a testament to her, though.
Yeah.
In what way?
I can't imagine Marinette wanting to keep them super locked up.
It's is Marinette like Ash not wanting Pikachu to be in the Pokeball?
Yeah,
I guess that's Pikachu's decision, but
I think that's exactly it, though. Even though like Tiki was just there's this alternate dimension, they have all this room, blah blah blah. But I think that Marinette's just the type of person that she would just be they could just fly around my room, except when they're causing mischief and mayhem.
And she's different from Master Fu, who was very she's going to be the Guardian in her own way. And also it's hilarious when she kept being laying in bed being sad, and then you'd have the Kwamis and they're having a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, seeing we got this is a much better setting for seeing a bunch of these Kwamis kind of they're seeing their personality. I mean, there's too many of them, but I do think Trix really shines in these 3 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Surprise. Trix seems like the non Tiki Plog leader of all the Kwamis now. Which is fun, because I feel like we saw more Tricks these trips we'd ever seen before.
Oh, absolutely. Which I think was also playing into how important Alia is.
Yeah. And this is, as much as this is, I would say the big through line for these 3 episodes is Marinette grappling with the new responsibilities she has as Guardian and the toll that takes on her. I think that's the number one theme of these 3 episodes. But also this is the Alia arc in some ways. Getting to a point where Alia is brought into the fold a little bit more. Trix being more present, I think makes a lot of sense. So you're seeing Marinette as the Guardian. There's other ways that manifests. So she presses a button and she lets all the Kwamis out into the room. It's a new function of the Miracle Box. She also can pull the necklace Miraculous out of the yo-yo.
Yes, that was cool.
On the
that
fly.
Was cool.
Which I like because it's
in the same dimension kind of thing.
Right, she can just tap into the dimension from a different.
Well, that was
entrance.
Something she was going through Master Fu's notes and stuff. So
yeah, I'm unclear how much of this is intentional, how much of this just naturally happens. It it changes magically based on who she is. Probably a combination. So that's a big change. Marinette as the Guardian. Shadow Moth is our other big in-show change.
Woo!
Yes.
How exciting.
We have to hear April's reaction to Shadow Moth.
Man, when you think that Hawkmoth could not be any more extra.
I know.
he truly outdoes himself. yet again, and I'm here for it. Like,
we expected you to be here for it, for sure.
Right, but like Shadow Moth is actually a really cool name instead of the purple edged papilla.
Which was Scarlet Moth in the actual.
Right, but Scarlet Moth, Scarlet Moth.
Shadow Moth's better than Scarlet Moth.
At 1000%. Like, Shadow Moth is so much better.
I agree with Cat Noir, though. I think it should be Peacock Moth.
Yeah, Cat Noir suggests Peacock Moth.
Right.
Yeah.
That I feel like that crosses into some kind of territory that we shouldn't cross into in this show. But no, like, I love his new outfit. It's very extra and over the top, and what is it, Dylan? The edgy half of face covering,
great.
Yes.
In that one.
So, and I like that it like kind of like combines like the sleekness of when he's Hawkmoth, and then sort of like the flair of
like you don't see it like when you're facing him, but he has like a puff on the back of his neck.
Yes, and like my other thing too is that Gabriel is a fashion designer.
Yeah,
so
he's like, I look great.
Yeah, so I expect this outfit to be like top notch, and it really is. So
it's extremely fabulous. Like, it's great, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, he has the fan. I love him in the fan. It's good.
Yes.
April, I feel like with the half face covering, I feel like Shadow Moth is tapping into your emo teenage years here.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's true.
So did you relate to this?
His name is Shadow Moth, first off. Like, that's
Is this
dark.
A Sonic OC that he made?
Yeah, duh. For the record, Shadow is the best Sonic character. I just want to establish that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't have an opinion.
We'll let you establish that. But I don't remember too much about Sonic, that's why. But yeah,
so he looked cool.
How dare.
Yeah, Shadow Moth is top notch. So
okay.
And he seems so much more like what's the word I want?
Intimidating? Is he more threatening?
Yes, he's more threatening because he has complete control over like not just the Akumas but also the Amuks. So
yes.
Yeah, no, he like literally he sends out like I was kind of like I was a little stressed. I was like, oh god, is he gonna do it again? But no, so like in the first episode when he's just like, yeah, here's a villain and here's your Amuk, I was like, oh Jesus. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think that's also something too. He's much more competent. That's the word I was looking for. But because like
I feel like all three. I guess it's only two plans in these two episodes. They're both very solid attempts. I think.
Yeah,
they are. I do agree they were solid attempts.
Well, and I think that he's also
other than the fact that he's akumatizing the same people over and over.
It doesn't matter at this point. Like it doesn't matter, but he's using the Akumas and the Amuks like appropriately, it feels like to me as well. Like he's not just like power crazy and he's like, all right, for every Akuma there's going to be a Muk and vice versa. Like, no, he's
you're right. He's being strategic about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good interpretation of like to me. I feel like
it was a good.
What's the downside to not? It is a good point. No, and I think I like so it's notable because in the first episode he makes a Sentimonster in addition to the Akuma. In the second, I guess in the last episode he does not. And so it seems like this will not be every time. I don't know what the downside is to making a Sentimonster.
I think I think it's only when it's in an appropriate accessory. Like
I appreciate this from like a show narrative perspective, you know, like it would feel, I think a Sentimonster can feel tacked on. So if you don't need it writing an episode, don't include it. But, I guess the Sentimonster could get in the way. I don't know.
Well, I think it just depends. Like, for example, like Luca's power, he needed the Amok, but like with, Kagami, she didn't. So I think it's, honestly, just whatever.
I guess there are three.
Yeah.
That's true. There are three. I forgot it's Kagami also. Because this Lies is confusing because it's this half the perspective of truth, half a new thing. So I'm gonna.
Which I think that was something that was really good about the episode, but then also that was like the longest day. Oh my god!
Is it the same all on the same day? Yeah.
Yeah, I was exhausted. I was
You were
like, how
exhausted
did
just
you do
watching
that?
it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Hawkmoth being it is you're not. We didn't get bumbling Hawkmoth. Is competent Shadow Moth. Yeah. So he does he fixes the Peacock Miraculous. So we saw this at the end of the season, but we see it in more detail here. He's the fully fixed Peacock Miraculous. He does a unify with Nuru and Dusu.
That was really sad when Nuru was like, "It's not. Don't." He was like, "No, it's
Dusu
bad."
was so excited, and Nuru was like, "Nah, fam." Like,
No,
calm
Nuru was
yourself.
like, "This is bad news."
Sad, yeah. And then he has the new outfit. I want to talk a little bit more about the new outfit. He has the half face covering. He has the peacock. What would you call it? The like skirt. It's not like a full suit, right? It has a thing coming out of it.
It's got like the plumage.
Yeah, the plumage. Yeah, I get very like kind of NB or gender neutral or kind of bi gender vibes from Shadow Moth here,
good.
Which I love.
That's why I love it.
It's great. No, I think he looks fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that they didn't shy away from maybe the more feminine aspects.
Yeah,
of the
that was
Peacock Miraculous.
They didn't try and masculine like make the peacock masculine after we saw Natalie with it. So I did appreciate that.
I think Shadow Moth is a state of bi-gendered kind of to like I mean really like there's no real gendering to any of these Akumas, but like the way we traditionally saw them on their first users and seeing that now on Gabriel, I think that's really cool. I think it is one of the more progressive things that this show has done. I think it's cool.
Well, it also I think also it's indicative of Gabriel because I think I think Master Fu talked about this, or it's been talked about, like, I think everywhere will look different, not just because of, like, cultural reasons. Like, we've seen ladybugs through time, but because it's, like, unique to the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I wonder how this, like, taps into Hawkmoth. I'd love to explore that more. Like, what aspect of him is on display with the peacock?
Well, I think you get a lot of it, especially like I was saying earlier, because he is a fashion designer. So like his outfit would be very like sleek and simple, but yet have that sort
flair.
of flair. Yeah.
There's a more like flair, more ostentatious side to him that we haven't seen as much.
Which is why he's a supervillain.
That's true. We know he's extra, so like let's reflect that a little bit. You
cannot be a supervillain and not be extra. Like that's not.
I mean, we've only seen it as speeches, so now we're maybe seeing the extraness a little bit from his full outfit. Where he gets that face thing now, you know. Yeah.
If you're a supervillain, you're extra. That's just part of the job.
We know our Hawkmoth is extra. We know it.
So extra.
Yeah.
Sweet baby.
So there we go. There's our Shadow. We can dive more into Shadow Moth as we continue.
Also, I love that he names himself. He's so dramatic.
No Natalie though, right? Like we don't.
So that's my thing. So we hear her twice, and we don't see her. So it makes me wonder, like, is she really sick, or like, or did they just not have her?
Yeah, I guess we see her like very sick at the end of last season, right? And we don't see the follow up yet.
Yeah, all we've done is all we heard because she left a message, or she called Adrian, and then the first episode, she's like she's telling Hawkmoth what to do.
Yeah. So we will eager to see the Natalie follow up.
We're on Natalie watch. Okay.
Natalie watch.
2K21. Absolutely.
Yeah, Natalie watch.
Okay. And you know, as anything we say in terms of the future season, we understand there's more episodes out. Does not an invitation to spoilers, but maybe I don't know. Has Natalie appeared in any part of the season? Are we saving this for later in the season? I guess we'll see. And last about new present things in the season, the new intro to the show, new version of the current intro.
Ladybug and Marinette's costume's different.
Yes, we see. So the new visuals in the intro, we see Shadow Moth with the face covering, and we also see Marinette with the miracle box.
Is the theme song different? It sounded different.
Yes, there's basically like new music behind it, in addition to the normal theme. Is my read on it?
Yeah, because I was like, this is the same but different.
Yeah. It's a nice switch up. I like
nice.
I think I like the original more, but like I appreciate the evolving.
I definitely think the original song is better because it's like more like peppy. But like I did like it. I did like the new.
I feel like
intro.
the change is appropriate for where like the show is going to.
Yeah, and all the music, I mean, at least the transformation music is also slightly altered. I believe all
Yes.
of the transformation songs are slightly different.
I am sad that we're not watching in French, so I can't get Transforme-moi, but that's okay.
Right, that's the big downside, yeah.
Like the best part.
Yeah. So I do think they make a lot of effort with these in these small ways to make it feel like a big new aspect of the season, or a new phase of the show, I should say. We get new music in the intro, new transformation music. Marinette's the Guardian now. We see the new villain.
I want to know when her costume's going to change, and if Cat Noir is going to get a slightly different costume.
Right. So, I guess we don't see that in the show yet. Yeah. So
because her midsection and like her hips are like black.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious.
Will Reina Rouge get a new costume?
Ooh, that'd be good too. I like that.
That'd be exciting. So we're looking out for that.
New outfits are always like so exciting.
Yes.
So, very, very exciting as the thing we've discussed most so far is Shadow Moth's new outfit. So these are like the big changes. Let me get into my skepticism here. So despite all these efforts to make the show look really new in season 4, ultimately this is still a show where Hawkmoth is the villain. He akumatizes someone. It's kind of resolved in the same episode. Ladybug and Cat Noir are fighting. There's no identity reveal with Ladybug and Cat Noir. You know, like I think these are all like bandages on top of the current show. Not that anything's wrong, because the show has been great, you know, but it's just like we're slightly changing it. None of these are, I think, huge changes. The biggest one being Marinette is the Guardian.
Well,
we're in a transitional period.
Yeah. Like my thing is everything that we're doing, we have to do to get. That's my thing. Like we haven't had movement.
Where do you think we're going? I'm curious.
We made her the Guardian, and now we're dealing with the consequences of that. And so something we talked about too was she has to like Marinette's. We were seeing the burnout in season 3. Like she's really stressed. She has no one to talk to. And like this is a lot to deal with as a single person. And she's a kid, like, you know. And so, you know, breaking up with Luca, like living this double life, and now she is told Alia. So like, now I don't know. I haven't seen more episodes. What I would like to see is that we have more of this like collaboration between Marinette and Alia. Like Marinette can tell Alia things so she doesn't feel so alone. But then where we're going is like, so Adrien and Marinette had just went through like these really tough personal issues. And now we kind of need to see what happens with Adrien. Like his like conflict is different than Marinette's, but it's, you know, is he going to tell Nino? Like, is he like this? Does he feel like he needs to tell someone? Because his struggle, like especially with Kagami, was that she didn't see the real him either. Like when he was being, you know, she said goofy, he was like, but what if that's really me?
Yeah.
And so we're going through these like. They're actually struggling. Like we're actually dealing with like the consequences of being a hero. And then like we're going to have to see, we're going to have to push like what's going to happen now. Hawkmoth's gotten more powerful. He's gotten more dangerous. They probably are going to need Reina Rouge and the other heroes to help them out more.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we are bringing more people into the fold in more of a substantial way.
You can't get Adrien and Marinette, like especially where we are right now. So we broke them up immediately, which I appreciated. But also we broke up the couples, but there's a reason why. Yeah. They can't be with other people. They have to lie. But now maybe we're getting to that point where if, like, let's say nothing bad happens that Alia knows, like no bad magic or whatever. Well, if Ladybug and Cat Noir decide to tell each other their identities, well, that opens up a lot more too. But we can't get to that point without where we are right now.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's a good argument. I would say, you know, we have had 3 seasons to advance previously, and we're only getting to this stuff now.
I agree.
Yeah, part of the skepticism part of the changes is like we had one of the big changes at the end of last season. They're dating other people. That's immediately kind of taken away. We're going to get into this. And then another big change is she tells, part of the skepticism is that like that's not something we're going to see manifested in most episodes this season. I don't know. But that's the worry.
Well, I think you go ahead, April.
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like it's going to make Marinette's life just slightly more easier because now Alia knows and understands why, like, Marinette is always late or things like that. And so I think that's going to be, like, a huge relief for Marinette to have Alia. Like Alia,
maybe Alia can help her lie better. Cause
and see, that's it. Like my thing is that she now has Alia to back her up, and I mean, we love Alia, and we know Alia's got her. So I think it would be a shame if we didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah, let's see how much it is manifested.
Yeah, but I will. I was gonna say, I think that we will probably also continue to see like Ladybug and Cat Noir getting along because in Gang of Secrets, like not only do we have all of like the fun, or I guess it wasn't Gang of Secrets, but in these 3 episodes we got to see like them sort of getting along better. But at one point, like Ladybug says, like, Cat Noir, you're my best friend, and Raina Rouge is my best friend too. So like, I feel like you don't just like throw out a line like that and then not make it significant. Well, and also like have essentially an entire episode that's like centered on Adrian. Like we've been seeing more and more of him and more of like his side of things. And so for him to kind of have his own episode is like a huge deal, at least in my opinion.
And now Cat Noir knows that something's up with Ladybug.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of the fans' opinions as well. I think people will appreciate the Adrian perspective episode, the Adrian fangirl fans. Well, like we're gonna get more into the her telling Alia in a second. So I think, what I was going to say is I think the show has done a good job of continually slowly building up the relationship between Ladybug and Cat Noir. I think you're right. Yes. This is the latest and most significant development in a continually very good build up there, and hopefully that will pay off into something. Quickly to end the skepticism kind of argument is like the things we didn't see. We talked a lot about the identity reveal. We talked a lot about when are we going to see this. It's not like we expected that right now, but I'm not sure that we're any closer. Although, the continued relationship between Ladybug and Cat Noir developing probably gets us closer. Big thing for me, I was really hoping, I'd said this in the off season, I was really hoping to right away see the original Guardians, the monks, come into play.
Right.
And we've not seen a trace of them yet. So that is a specific thing I would really, really, really like to see. We have seen them in the New York special at the end.
I feel like we'll get that, but not till later, because right now we have to establish the world of like Marinette as the Guardian and who she is as the Guardian, and then we can mess around with everybody else. Yeah,
I think I understand it from a narrative perspective. I'd like to understand in the plot why this is happening. We do know that they went to New York. I would assume there's other people going other places. My theory in one of our off-season podcasts was that they're watching, but we don't know it yet, the current events. Right. So they might be keeping tabs on how she died. I'd love if that happened, but we'll see. Anyway, but yeah, the big thing they're focusing on is, as we've been talking about, Marinette's the Guardian. She's very much struggling with not being able to tell anyone all her secrets, as that's kind of the big thematic piece of the season, Truth, Lies, Secrets. A lot of Marinette being sad, and it was maybe tough to watch at times.
Oh, it was so sad. Aww. I was like, ooh, she needs therapy. She needs a hug. Like,
she does.
Yeah, I mean, you tell someone about things, preferably a therapist, but also, a friend is good.
Well, it's like what really got me was when she was talking to Alia, not only her crying in bed, which is very sad, but like when she was, crying and talking to Alia, how she has to lie to everyone and how this is bigger than us. It's like, oh my God, she has so much pressure on her. And like, it's not just that because that's the thing. Not only is she Ladybug, but she's now the Guardian. She's in charge of these Kwamis, and Hawkmoth is like out to get her. And like, it's really sad. And so like, I think that's part of what makes like the fact that she finally told Alia like so powerful. It's like and that's the other thing too, is that like Ladybug and Cat Noir are partners, but Ladybug is, significantly more competent than Cat. And he's really like, I mean, he's not her sidekick, but like, Ladybug doesn't usually need help. And so that's the thing. Like she's asking for help.
Yeah. I think it's also important to kind of note too that like, I don't think she's yet realized that she can, and I mean, I feel like she'll come to terms with this more. But even like Master Fu had her.
Right.
So she, and it, like, I understand where or how her thought process got her to like she can't like rely on anybody, like this is just her against the world kind of thing.
Yeah, no, but she helped Master Fu so much.
Yeah. And I mean, we didn't really necessarily get to see like, you know, Master Fu prior to him and Marinette like forming that relationship, but like I think it's just going to be so much better because my heart did like break for her every single time that she talked about how hard it was, or like, this is the other thing, is that you can, like, the voice acting and along with the animation, like, you can see and feel the pain that is happening.
And it's also really relatable, like, for someone her age. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, you feel all alone and no one understands you.
Yeah, tapping into teenage, normal teenage stuff in the unique position she's in. I really feel like Marinette is, like, these episodes portray her being suffocated by the old rules of being a guardian.
Yes.
It's frustrating for me. I think we've really struggled with, like, why can't they tell anyone? Why is this a rule? Is this shrouded? Right. It's like, and they've tried to establish it partly in magic. They haven't to some extent, but clearly there's not magic rules enforcing all of these facets of not being able to tell anyone.
Right.
And it is very satisfying at the end when she finally breaks free in a small way of these old rules of being a guardian, being a hero. And she does tell Alia, even though it comes from this position of her being, like, beaten down so much emotionally. I think that it gets to a very satisfying place as a viewer, in her telling Alia. And I hope this is the beginning of Marinette rewriting the master rules, the guardian rules for herself. I think she can redo almost all of what she's been told here.
Her and Alia are going to do it together. Like, another really powerful, important scene is when Alia breaks free of the Akuma. No one's done that before. Like, she was able, like, we've tried so many times to get them to break out of the Akuma. Because we've seen people be able to deny, like, before it happens.
And make the like, Akuma deny leave. It, but once they're akumatized.
But she was akumatized. And she broke free. No one's ever done that. That was a really big deal. And so, like, I really think together they're going to be able to, like, break all the rules. And she was already breaking the rules, like, you know, letting the Kwamis run around. So I think that's kind of where we're getting to is, you know, Marinette's the guardian now and things are going to be different. And, you know, I think she is going to rewrite the rules. She already has.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be, written the rules. And so I think it's another big moment, like, when Alia breaks free, that, like, they can do this together. Like,
yeah, I think it's a great point of how these episodes have portrayed multiple ways in which what we've seen before is being changed. I think change is a big theme also of these three episodes with Marinette in charge. Yeah, Alia breaks free, and maybe Alia can help Marinette if they work together on things. Alia is the Ladybug expert with the Ladybug. Yep. I think she would be a great advisor.
Yeah.
So this is a great situation. You know, I really hope we see a lot of this.
And also Alia is a miraculous holder. Like, she knows what's up. So, like, you know, they can do this together.
Yeah, and she's one of the most powerful miraculouses of.
And honestly, I think.
And I was gonna say, imagine the, like, small amount of relief for Alia to, like, to know that this entire time Marinette knew. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and so in this scene at the end, Marinette finally tells Alia as Ladybug, and it's almost like she's, like, forced to. It's like she clearly doesn't, like, is so hesitant to, and it just comes out because she is because of the events the past 3 episodes have taken such an emotional toll. And Alia's reaction, she hugs her. It does seem like she's surprised. We don't see past that.
Yeah.
But then, that's the thing. She's shocked, but then she hugs her, and it's like, oh my god, I cry.
Because it's more important to make her friend feel better than her finding out who Ladybug is.
And that's the thing. Alia's like, we're always going to be friends. Like,
And you know, we didn't see Alia say, "Wow, I'm such an idiot." You know, that probably comes later.
No.
That would have been my, you know.
I think she'll literally just be like. She'll be like, why didn't I put the pieces together? And then that'll be the end of the discussion.
What I really liked
she might be too excited to really focus on
Well, what I was really, like, you know, we've seen, you know, when a superhero, like, tells somebody and they usually, like, transform or they take off their mask or whatever. I think this was really touching and powerful because they were both themselves. And I think that's something we don't see a lot when like superheroes like tell other people. So I think that was something really special.
Like revealed in like a
really dramatic, but no, it's just she's, you know, and that's the other thing that's so sad about it. Like she's so upset and she's crying and she's finally like, I'm Ladybug. Like it's so like, you know, in the thousands of ways we've imagined this happening, like I think they did it in a really like really special and like really powerful way. Like, you know, it's like it's a really quiet moment.
Was this the most impactful scene of these episodes for you guys?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was sitting there like, well, I didn't think it was. I was so shocked. Like I was like, there's no way this is happening. And then, but no, this is like the quietest part of these 3 episodes. You know, it's just the 2 of them, and finally, like she's like, I'm Ladybug. Like it's crazy. Like I think it's really impactful, and it really hurts. Like because it's like it's she chose to tell her, but like you were saying, it's almost like she didn't, like she couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I think another thing that for me that stood out was just like Alia's reaction to being lied to by Marinette. And so just like her being like so hurt that her friend, you know, has been keeping secrets from her. Yeah, like I like that scene like also really, really stood out to me.
Oh no, that really hurt. Like when she was leaving her room, I was like, I'm gonna cry. Like
oh no, I was crying.
Or it's like when Alia was like, okay, we need to talk, and then like, and she's really mean to them, and she's like, okay, clearly something's wrong. What's up? And like, oh my god, like that hurts so bad. Like, and it hurt with the other girls too. Like that was really sad.
Yeah, we're gonna go through all that too. But yeah, I was, by the way, also spoiled on this. From a YouTube recommendation.
Oh
my god.
No!
Okay, that's what I get for watching any Ladybug content on YouTube. That's what I get. Okay.
Oh my god.
Wait, so I was the only person who
so April, what was your big reaction to it?
Oh my gosh, I was stunned. I was literally speechless after like finding out that like Alia, like when Marinette told Alia, like literally speechless. It was one of those like and then I forgot to breathe and I was like, you have to breathe, April. Like, and I'm so glad about it too, because I was like also like just overjoyed, because if Marinette should tell anybody, it should be Alia first. And like that just made me so happy that she finally like, so in a way like fessed up to Alia that she's Ladybug, and it just sucks that the way that it had to go about. But I feel like there was no other way either. Like, she's not just gonna like one day be like, hey, Alia, by the way, I'm Ladybug. Like,
the thing too, though, is Alia went back. She was like, that's not all, is it?
Yeah. Which is why, like, and that also says so much about like this episode, like, or these 3 episodes truly capture like what depression can look like, and going through the grief of a relationship ending, like just how different people handle different stresses. And like I felt for Marinette like the entire time, almost in a sense that it was it was like borderline triggering for me.
Yes, no, it was awful.
Because I was really, really feeling like Marinette, and maybe that's just because like I have the capacity to truly empathize, and sympathize with her. But there was like a bit of relief whenever like she tells Alia. Like I do agree that it felt kind of forced. But again, I don't think that it would have happened any other way. Like it has to come from
not forced from like a narrative perspective, but like it's like forced out of her almost.
Yeah, like she had she didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Like it again, like I do feel that it was like forced, but again, and I will continue to say it, like there really was no other way. And that's kind of how that happens. Like, because you're never really going to admit that you need help until it's already too late. And so that's kind of like how I felt in that moment, was like, she is already like at her like breaking point. Like when she like was like, yeah, let's go see a movie. Like now we're going to go swimming. Like,
she was,
and then
like,
she like, yeah. And then she like crawled into the bed Like, didn't even de-transform.
I know.
Like,
And the only thing that was really heartbreaking too was when only reason she did was she was so worried about Tiki. I was like, I'm gonna bawl. I'm just gonna start crying right now. Like, and then when she was like, well, nobody needs Marinette. I should just be Ladybug all the time. I was like, no.
Yeah, it was a lot with Marinette. It was definitely a lot, and yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna have reacted really strongly to what Marinette was going through. And she's
always so happy, like she is such a positive person. Like she wins our best character OVA like every year because she's amazing.
She won once, but yeah,
every year, every year, and she's like, she won the first ever, didn't she?
No, but yeah,
whatever. It doesn't matter. She's the best.
We know we don't need the words to justify Marinette is the best.
But that's the thing. She's so happy and positive, and she's always looking out for other people. And then like to see her so like broken is like, oh my god, like it hurts.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I think it was clearly purposeful in the end, and absolutely needed with this reveal at the end. If this is what they're doing, like going so hard into negative feelings with Marinette, so I think it ends in a really great place, and I do think ends up being like a really well constructed narrative to like Marinette ultimately getting to a place where she can betray these rules which are so enforced in her head, you know, despite us not thinking they should be, like, you know, by Master Fu, by her sense of duty, by her like her personality. I think these are things that are like so important to her, and so this is, I think, a way that seems realistic given what the show's presented before.
Well, she's given up so much of herself to be Ladybug.
Yeah, and now she's the guardian. But there's also like something that we have to remember is that like Master Fu knew who people, like as the guardian, knew who people like were or who held what Miraculous is. Right. So
yeah,
I don't think it's too far-fetched that.
You're right.
Like,
yeah, and Marinette shouldn't. Why is Marinette so hesitant? Like Master Fu, you know, wasn't the Ladybug. So I think that's probably why she.
But he did hold the turtle Miraculous.
He held the turtle.
Yeah. So I think Marinette will hopefully come to terms with defining more rules and ways that work for her moving forward.
Yeah.
And this not being such a, you know, this like gift of being a hero and helping people not being such a negative thing in her life.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully Alia can help that with her. And yeah, just definitely really biggest thing I feel like moving forward is really hoping that we see more Alia collaborating with Marinette. Just worried about like the non-serialized nature of the show coming into play in terms of how much future episodes can portray this happening.
I think episode 4 will be the litmus test to see what we're going to deal with. Because like you said, these 3 episodes are very much a unit. Like,
I do know the title for episode 4.
They move things forward in a way that it's hard to okay, Marinette being the guardian, like, okay, like we can kind of work that in, but it's not like extreme. Like, I mean, in these 3 episodes, there's a huge impact, but it's one of those like there's not that much of an impact. Like,
or maybe like, you know, she's like, I have to go, and her and Alia just kind of share a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's ways to putting in terms of search. By the way, episode 4 I think is called Mr. Pigeon 72. By the way,
yes,
probably more of a silly episode. But maybe I don't know. Maybe all you can be.
That's funny though, because oh my god, Kat was like, "You feeling depressed?" It's like, bro, shut up. Like
yeah, no, we're really continuing this Mr. Pigeon keeping getting akumatized kind of joke to the extent where it's in these episodes and going to be in the next episode. Like,
I think it works though, because then we can have like a quote unquote villain or whatever, but we can also like make headway into like bigger plot stuff. Like
if it's really quick, because that's kind of what happened in Gang of Secrets. We had I'm granted part of the episode. I don't know. It was really a big deal though. I mean, also, he akumatized 5 people at once. We should talk about that. But they had a quick. They were like, oh wow, that was really fast. And then we had that moment, so they could go to the movies. So it's like, we can have room to breathe.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they're continuing to hit with the running gags and the humor and stuff. I think it's been very good. Yeah, no, they
talked to Mr. Banana and Mr. Pigeon at the same time. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Mr. Banana, underrated, ridiculous aspect of this show. But
it's literally like Peely in Fortnite. I can't even.
I think Mr. Banana was. Did he predate Peely? We'll have to get the.
We'll have to look at the date. I'm gonna go with no, but like.
I don't know. Miss Marinette, he's been around for a while, but and he does akumatize 5 people with 1 object, which I believe hasn't happened. So that's
that was crazy.
He did whatchamacallit, Alia and Nino.
And he did do
but I guess they're like separate identities here.
Yeah, that's true. And he did Chloe's
weird
parents.
Thing. So he's done 2 people in terms of like they become 1 villain. Here's like 5 different villains.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, that's terrifying. But also, that also spoke to how upset all of them were.
Yeah. I think that's what they're going
also, how powerful Shadow Moth is becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say that so glowingly, April. It's a bad thing.
Stop it. Like, we don't.
I apologize.
Almost like you're rooting for Shadow Moth, huh?
Like, what? Never. Look, first off, if Shadow Moth like actually won a battle and got one of either like Cat's.
Okay, you're like, wait for him to do literally anything. Yeah, true.
Like, it would be so intense. Y'all would love it. Like,
we'd love it if he actually made any progress. Yeah,
it would be extremely impressive, I must say.
Okay, last major thing. We'll quickly go through other things. We haven't talked about the dancing Eiffel Tower, but
oh right,
my gosh,
we have to talk about that.
Last we've talked Luca and Kagami, major parts of the first 2 episodes here, and we end last season with their dating. This season they are broken up after 2 episodes. Lucanette and Andragami. So this is a big deal. In episode 1, we see Marinette and Luca going on dates, keep getting interrupted by Akumas.
She's forgetting stuff. It's horrible. Like, I feel bad for her.
In episode 2, we see Adrian keep blowing off Kagami for.
Kagami was gonna kill him.
Stuff.
Like, she was straight up just gonna murder him.
I mean, it's so. But Delaney, are you mourning the loss of Lucanette and Andragami? Okay. No,
so I will say. So I did say this to Dylan, and Dylan said they're gonna frame it.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, the part that really got me is because you can see where it's going
up.
When they do the whole montage of like Luca. Everyone's like, oh my god, right now. Anyway, so when they do the whole montage of like Marinette leaving dates and Luca being sad.
When he said, "Poor Luca," frowny face, frowny face, frowny face, frowny face.
Yes,
poor Luca. Poor Luca, you say.
Listen, I didn't even get to the part that made me sad. The part that really sent me over the edge was when he was on the stage and Marinette wasn't there. And then when she got there, he got mad. I was like, oh, man. Like, but no, when he was on stage and he was sad, I was like, oh, I feel bad for Luca. So I did feel bad for Luca. And I did feel bad for Kagami, but Kagami was also just going to kill Adrian. So, like, Kagami's just really intense. So, like, I felt bad for her, but also she was, like, I don't feel as bad for her because she's so powerful and angry. But like she was just gonna kill him, so I was like, okay. But like I did feel bad for Luca. However, when Luca and Marinette were gonna kiss, I want you to know I started flipping out. I was like, no, and so I'm glad they didn't. That. And then I didn't want Kagami and Adrian to kiss, but like I wasn't as upset, but like that didn't happen, so it was fine.
Yeah, I didn't know Delaney's such a Luca stan now.
Anyway, I hate Dylan.
Okay, speaking, split. No, we're gonna stay on this. Speaking of which, it looks like my the special guest for this podcast just texted me saying he's ready. He's ready.
No.
He's ready. What good timing! Just as Delaney professes her sympathy for Luca, we're patching Luca in now.
I do not want to reconcile with Luca.
Luca, hi. Delaney.
I'm gonna hang
Delaney, up. I just heard that you love me.
What is this? Did
Delaney,
you text me I love him. What is this?
I brought him into the call a little early. He just heard it. He just heard your confession.
Dylan? I was like, what? I'm like, this isn't a live recording.
The lady's gonna rage quit.
I can't stay very long, but I just wanted to talk to my number 1 fan, Delaney, now.
Aww.
April, are you happy to see me?
Oh, Luca, I've missed you so much. Words can't describe.
Look, listen, I'm about to go hang out with Marinette, but I just wanted
to. You guys aren't together anymore.
Look, we're friends. We're friends. We're still hanging out. I think you guys are just such boomers.
Get out! Why are you doing this?
No,
you guys are such boomers. Thinking Marinette and I can hang out now.
The fact that Dylan is like older than me and now is calling me a boomer.
I'm Luca, Delaney. I'm Luca. I'm Zoomer Luca.
Zoomer Luca. I hate this.
Kids these days, we don't need a DTR.
Can
So
you
I'm
stop?
just going to hang out with
so
Marinette,
happy.
okay?
There's no way a Zoomer would be like DTR. Like there's
DTR's
no way.
back. It's hip. It's a hip phrase now, Delaney.
There's no way that's true.
How do I mute you in this call?
I know. Like I feel like we can. Like we can mute him.
You can't. Don't mute me. Don't. I've already been through enough, haven't you?
No, I'm just gonna mute Dylan. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
You can't.
I
Muting me
did
won't
it!
affect Luca. I don't know what you're. You did what?
Oh no, now I can't undo it.
Oh God. Did you
Anyway,
just take
just-
Dylan out of the call? Oh my
Yep.
God.
Delaney.
All right, so anyway, now that Luca's gone, we can discuss.
Oh my God.
Unless he muted himself.
Look, you guys. I've been here all along. Okay. Who has the muting privileges on this call
Yeah,
that
I'm trying to
Dylan made?
figure
That's
out
what I
who
want to know. I've never heard of this. The listeners heard me the whole time, so that's what. Anyway, I gotta go hang out with Marinette. Anyway, I just want to give a shout out to my number one fan, Delaney, and April, who would never mute me, who loves me so much. Okay, bye, Luca. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, he's gone. He's gone now.
So much.
He's gone
Guys,
now.
I learned a new trick and I'm so excited.
When we get mad, we'll just mute
Okay,
him.
I didn't even know I was muted, and why I made the call? Why can you?
I know.
Okay,
I was like, I can't believe you.
this is why Zoom is winning, and
I knew you were going to give me crap about it, but I didn't realize you were going to bring Luca. God.
Luke, I'd mentioned this last podcast. I've been texting Luca to get him on the podcast for a long time, so that was unrelated. I just happened to tie it into. I happened to tie it into that. We've been planning on this. Luca has to make an appearance for every time he's akumatized, so that's what we're thinking here.
Every time he's akumatized.
Oh, and I guess okay. Were we supposed to be shocked that Jagged Stone is Luca's dad?
No, I was not.
I was trying to think if we'd talked about that.
I mean,
I don't
Okay,
know.
so wait, does that also mean that Julika, does Julika have a different
Good
dad?
question.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's a big moment. That's a big moment for Luca. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I do
Also-
like how Jagged Stone was like, "I suck. I couldn't be your dad."
Well, did anyone else feel like that was like, okay, it wasn't a surprise that Jagged Stone was his dad, but it was really out of left field that we're like it's a big deal to Luca, and I'm like, have we talked about this before? I don't remember.
No, they definitely just brought it up, and I was like, I mean, I feel like we knew I think it was pretty obvious we didn't know who his dad was just because it's just his mom, but they definitely brought that out of left field. But
There's an episode last season when it was Jagged Stone and his mom were in a relationship, but we didn't tie it into Luca's parentage. So
Well, I didn't think that they were in a relationship. I thought they were just
they saw each other
together.
before. Yeah, it was implied they had a past before.
Yeah.
yes, a past, but they didn't suggest romantically.
it's amazing. No, I wasn't bothered by it though.
I mean, no,
I
I wasn't.
That was
bothered.
nice. I appreciated how much time we spent on our boy Luca.
Also, can we talk about the anime, when she's the only thing I can't tell you is the truth, and we just do this whole anime, black and white, heartbreak.
It's so sad.
Yes.
So
It was
sad.
really sad, and then when we were watching Kagami, I was waiting until that happened, and she's like, oh my god, it was rough.
I feel like Luca started the show as a Gen Z, and now he's a Zoomer. Is that how that works?
God.
Because they don't age. Is that how that works?
Yes.
I guess so.
I was thinking about that. I just wanted to say Zoomer. Okay.
I know you did. I knew you just
Yeah.
wanted to say
Did you
Zoomer.
enjoy that moment in
Yeah.
the darkness?
I hate you.
In the darkness. Okay. So look, I'm the relationship. I mean, it's handled well here. I want to see how it comes up later. I mean, I think this is for a lot of fans who were worried about oh, it's not going to be about Marinette and Adrian. We were like, why are you guys freaking out? What do you think the show is? I didn't expect them to resolve it so quickly.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were just going to break them up immediately, but I'm not mad. And also, I mean, it was a good way to explore, these issues.
I think it feels, like I said, maybe feels a little insubstantial to me based on that being at the end of last season, but I do think it was handled very well. In
I
the
think it was
episodes.
handled very well, but also it opens up the possibility for Marinette and Adrian to get closer together because, they're both I mean, they truly are going through something the same thing because
Because Cat Noir is I know what heartbreak feels like. That was sad.
Yeah. So I mean,
And
look,
he wasn't
anything
even talking about Ladybug, which is even sadder.
Yeah.
sad. As people who have talked about how we want Marinette and Adrian to date in the show, we are happy to see these developments of them.
Also, can you talk about Kagami being like, "Do you love me?" I'm like, "Y'all are 14. You need to like."
Kagami's pretty intense. Okay, so speaking of, let's go through some quick things from all these episodes, because I have a lot written down from them, but we don't need to hit on everything. But yeah, I mean, there's some Kagami stuff I'm looking at the episode 2 notes, and it's just constant Kagami. I think she's the star of the.
She is.
Okay. Starting with the truth first episode. I appreciated in the beginning, Marinette, she's trying to sketch out how all the Kwamis might fit into the miracle box. Like, what are the physics behind this? That was a good meme.
I love that
The
she's
answer is
also
magic.
like, she's very much a visual person too.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with her stalker board, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. I think we've underrepresented of how ridiculous the first episode is.
I think so. I agree.
Yes.
One of the Kwamis sends a photo of Marinette's Adrian wall to Luca.
Yes.
And then she calls, and then Luca calls, and she calls him Adrian.
And also, he's like, "Thanks for sending me a picture of your room with all your Adrian pictures."
Yeah.
Like,
He's just like, "Thanks for," and then he's downstairs. He was calling her from
that's
downstairs.
The part that really got me, is that he was downstairs. I was like, "Oh my god!"
And he's
That's
like,
that scene is so ridiculous. Like, why any of that? And he calls, and Luca's just so chill. Also, he's like, "I understand if you're in love with Adrian," and he's okay with her calling him Adrian.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then there's like, also she like doesn't know what movie they're gonna go see, and her parents are talking about it.
yeah, and she's like trying to remember.
Yeah.
Man. We get the cutouts of the animated Ladybug and Cat Noir, which was a
And then
thing.
they use them later.
And they use them later, which is very satisfying.
No, I really liked it when they used it later. I was like, this is
they
good.
tricked the Sentimonster. Okay, how about this? Luca's smooth. We should have asked Luca about this. He's gone. He was busy guy. But his smoothest moment ever. He says a lyric. They're doing a Complete the Jagged Stone lyric.
Yes.
And he says the lyric ends in "kiss me," and he says, "Okay, if you want to."
Like,
Yep.
God.
I was really proud of him.
Was this skeevy or smooth? Like,
No, it was smooth.
I was like, wow. Like, I wasn't ready. Like, I was like, wow. And then I started yelling. I was like, no.
I didn't know Luca had that in him.
That was amazing. Like,
I
didn't know
loved it.
It was great.
Okay, if you want to.
Yeah.
And then Marinette was like, wow. Like, she wasn't ready.
This is only second to a romantic gesture in the third episode by Cat Noir, which we'll get to. But this is a big move by Luca here. But they are interrupted when they're about to kiss, and no kissing. Adrian and Kami interrupted kissing 3 times.
That's because when there's actually a kiss, it's going to be Adrian and Marinette.
Also,
I think we have we seen Adrian? Have we seen them kiss?
Well, I mean, we've seen them not Adrian and Marinette. We've seen Cat Noir and Ladybug kiss because of.
So you're saying starting this season? We can't. Okay.
No kissing.
No kissing until the real happening. By the way, I should mention, we mentioned season 6 and 7 before. I did see Thomas tweet about them, so I guess it's official, so that we're getting season 6 and 7. I haven't seen like an official
100 years of Ladybug.
So yeah, that's exciting. Because we were worried the show would end with season 5, so we are getting 6 and 7.
So there's going to be 100 years of Rick and Morty and 100 years of Ladybug.
Years of Ladybug.
I mean, those are the shows we've been, Ruby, unfortunately, but those are the shows we've been saying would continue Friday. We're excited. And by the way, I had to mute Thomas, temporarily because he's tweeting out spoilers. So I apologize. I haven't seen everything Thomas has tweeted. So it's just because he's ahead of us. So I haven't seen every Thomas tweet. I'm sorry.
On the opposite end of that, I do love following Jeremy Zag on Instagram. Cause
he's been posting good movie updates and stuff.
Yeah, he's been posting good updates and not spoilerly stuff.
So is that shade at Thomas? Not spoiling.
Okay, would we be podcasting if we didn't shade Thomas?
We usually shade Jeremy, not Thomas, but
no, we usually shade Thomas's.
We love everyone. Look, we love his Twitter. Yes, his Twitter usage.
Yeah, I was like, no, we definitely.
I have seen Thomas going on rants about fans' reactions to Chloe. I did see that. So once we actually get a Chloe episode, we can talk about that. Okay, so that's the Thomas.
Okay, that was really funny that she did call herself a dingbat. So that
Chloe was only we'll get in only in episode 2. We talked about Truth and Light Eye, the Sentimonster.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrifying because we don't like. I don't. You know,
He's
there's always.
cute.
It's a creepy. What?
Cute.
No.
Little
No.
spotlight.
This isn't even in the outline. Can we talk about the extremely important use of Fang?
That is in that line. We'll get to that. That's in episode 2.
Oh, it's a 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fang is. I love the use of Fang. Yeah. And then again, episode 1's ridiculous. Luca's truth keeps trying to get everyone to tell what Marinette's secret is, and every single person says she's in love with Adrian.
Love with Adrian.
And he's like, "That's not a secret." Like,
it's so funny. It's so funny.
like,
Every
this
time,
should-
like even when
But,
she
okay,
goes to ask her parents, it's so funny.
Here's the flaw in him is because he's trying to get Marinette's secret from everyone except her, and so as far as they know, then yes, that is her deepest
Well,
secret.
they don't know the secret is the superhero identity.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's so funny though.
Yeah. This show is like genuinely very funny. That was like a very funny sequence.
No,
of,
I died. Like I was like, this is so. Also, when Julika jumped in front of Rose,
Oh,
so cried.
They're very cute, these 3, and episode 3 too. So some good Jewel Rose in the background. We talked about Jagged Stone being Luca's dad. Okay, here's a Delaney line. One of the Kwame says, "Remember when Plague sunk Atlantis?"
So good.
so good.
Uh,
It's so destructive, and I think that it's great.
Also, he's like, I didn't even do it this time, but I have to go help. No, I also liked what they were like. Every time you use your power, there's like a catastrophe, right? And then they're like, she doesn't need to know. And it's the power.
Just wiggling back.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
funny.
And it's finishing episode 1. Yeah. And then Ladybug's top 3 qualities include Cat Noir's humor. The big change from earlier in the show.
That got me. I was like, this is the most important secret.
We end the episode with all the Kwames hugging Marinette. So it was very good.
Yes, that was good.
That was nice.
Mm.
Okay, episode 2. We start with Marinette watching it. Like, one of the Kwames accidentally changes the TV computer to. She got some YouTube TV going on or something to Marinette, the Life of Adrian special, and she's like, "What a fascinating life!" Like,
And then
okay,
he's like,
Marinette.
Like she's not friends with him in real
I
life.
know.
Okay, Marinette. Yeah, and he's like, "What a boring day." Yeah, I don't know if the Life special was of the current day, but it's a good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Cat's sitting with Mr. Banana, Mr. Ramier, and we get this probably my favorite part of the episode. This like montage of Cat Noir being bored without Ladybug. He gets his usual glass of milk at
That
I
was
think
so
Chloe's dad's
funny.
hotel's
Yes.
bar.
So funny. And then he's like, make it a big milk.
Make it a big milk, yeah. And he pulls out the bigger.
The bigger glass.
So it was
Yeah, and
he gave him a pitcher of milk.
He watches Chloe forget she's wearing her purse on her. With,
And he's like,
Sabrina.
oh, there's going to be an Akuma. And then
yeah.
It doesn't happen.
I want to know, after seeing Kat get the milk at the bar, I want to know Kat's opinion on almond milk, on soy milk, on oat milk, especially, the new craze.
Oh, I also enjoyed, it's stupid because it's Plag, but Plag was like, you have your favorite cheese.
The cheeses.
And you want to try other cheeses. And he's like, but you know what? You're right. You always come back to your favorite cheese. Like, that was so funny. Like, he's so stupid. Like,
Girls
relating
aren't
to
cheeses,
Adrian.
Plag, but you're very stupid, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
but relating to Adrian's problems, it made sense, but it was stupid. So it was great.
Flog cheese stuff, yeah. I want Kat's milk review on the wish list.
Yeah, no, that's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a great sequence of Kat slice of life moments. Kagami stuff. Kagami sketching Adrian, very charged.
Also, her sketches were great, but I'm like, Adrian, is your type just like Asian girls who like to draw? Like,
oh no, calling him out.
like I was like,
Okay,
bro.
can we talk about
Oh
how,
no.
like, much more aggressive Kagami is too?
Oh.
That, like,
Kagami's-
in
yeah.
comparison.
Like,
Very
I'm
different
like, bro.
personalities, yeah.
No, her drawings were great, but then when she kept he was doing a bunch of modeling poses, and then he's like, meow! I was like, you dumb.
That was
Right.
cute. He said,
then
Adrian
she
says it's...
Pushes him against the wall. I was
Yes.
there's a lot going on.
Oh,
I was
Yes.
Cool.
like, ooh, I was like, ooh, poor Adrian. Oh my god, I don't even know what, like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, Kagami, a big star in this episode. We hope Kagami doesn't fade now that she's not dating Adrian.
And then she straight up tries to kill him in Vincent.
Look, very intense emotions from Kagami here. And yeah, like you mentioned, Adrian says it's really him when he's being silly, which is a good Adrian character to be.
And then when she's just like, "That's not you," and I was like, "Oh, but it is."
I know, I felt bad.
This is like playing into the whole kind of fandom debate of like it's really Adrian when he's Cat Noir, and it's like we talked about this. So I think that's cool to have that in the episode a little bit. And when Kagami is lies, she makes the ball of light, the lie detector. And
it wasn't like that clear at first that it was freezing people.
Yeah.
And
they're just stuck in there. Yeah, I appreciate the drone is the one that can go in there. I think that's a very useful lucky charm for once. And then Fang, the drone leads Fang to kill the.
He just wants cake. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love there's one of the best uses of Fang, which is a great element of the show.
I love that. They're just like, he's an alligator. He can't tell lies.
I know. It was so good.
He only knows his
And he was just in there the whole time, and he's just like, bro, I just want this cake.
Yeah.
Fang is too pure for this world. This is proven in this episode.
Can someone explain to me why Prince Ali matters? Like, what is he the prince of? I don't remember.
This was in a season 1 episode, and we were bringing him back, I guess. I think Rose had a crush on him or something,
and I think that was why. Like, why are you here? Like, why are we celebrating your birthday? Like,
why it was there, but the use of that as like a framing device, I think was very well handled because we see in one episode Jagged like practicing lyrics, and then we see him performing in the next episode.
And that was fine. I was just the whole time I was like, I don't remember why he matters.
I do think Prince Ali is one of the more minor elements of the show that has a lot of things going on.
Another day, like we saved him like another time.
Yeah, it was a season 1. Yeah,
and I know Alia, not Alia, Lila just straight up lied about him.
I think yep. Yeah, I think we've covered it now, the Prince Ali genesis, but I don't think you're missing anything. But yeah, great. Fang was great, and Kagami says she'll let Adrian know when she wants to see him.
I was like, Jesus, and I was like, it's probably for the best because I think she was going to kill you.
But also, I think that's such like a powerful statement too, for her to be like,
I feel like
when I'm going to see you again.
Okay.
Very assertive Kagami in these episodes. I think for the best after what we saw in these episodes for both Kagami and Luca, not being strung along by these two.
Yeah.
Oh, we left out the really great parts where like they're in the car and their parents are like, "Oh my god, these schedule changes," and then they were trying to kiss like leaning out of their cars.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Good. Kagami just lines her mom, and it's great. I would like to more Kagami Marinette friendship. I think that was a highlight of last season. Yeah, so if she's not going to be Adrian love interest, I think we could see her as maybe part of Marinette's friend group, even potentially. That would be really exciting.
Well, I also feel like Marinette would be she's just friendly enough that she would extend that invitation to Kagami, even though like her and Adrian are no longer together.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, maybe it starts because, I heard they broke up. Oh, I bet she's upset. Maybe we can invite her to hang out. That would be a good in. Like to see that, yeah. So interested to see what we do with Luca and Kagami as they're the purpose in the show. The reason they're brought in is to be decoy love interests, and yet they are these complex characters. So kudos to the show for like fleshing them out. But now that they're here, now that maybe they've served their purpose, what's next? So I'm not convinced we're done with them as decoy love interests either, though. So
I just don't think we're done with them. Like. You know what I mean?
In general, definitely not in general, yeah. But I think potentially it seems like we're done with the dating thing, but they could come into play in smaller fashion. Anyway, time for the best scene of the show. Ladybug and Cat Noir go to the movies. Let's break this down. This is episode 3. First of all, Cat Noir tries the arm stretch move.
No, what? We forgot the part where he just lied to her. He was like, "Oh, I know a place we can go," and she's like, "You tricked me."
Oh yeah.
Yes.
She's just grumpy at that, yeah.
She's so bad.
But come on, like Delaney, you as a cat stan, noted cat stan, Delaney, he tries the classic.
He does it, and I was like, no.
You know what? I was rooting for him at that moment.
No. I wanted to see what would happen because earlier she like threw him into space. We left that part out when he snuck up on her and threw him.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. And then when he's talking while she's dragging him up the side of the building, which he cracked a window, by the way. Like, hilarious. So like I wanted to see what horrible thing was going to happen to him, but then it just gets better because she starts losing her crap.
Yeah, but Cat, like this isn't even the highlight of the scene, but Cat, like, wow, this is such the corniest, stupidest move.
And he does it. He's so stupid. Like I hate him.
He's like genuinely. I mean, there's an element of humor like to everything. I guess he does as Cat, but like he's like going for it. Like okay,
it's so funny. Like
you go for it.
Can you imagine like what a moment it would have been like if he had done the arm stretch move and then that is something that like Ladybug had found comfort in because we already know she's like super stressed and everything and she just like relaxed into it like
where's the fanfic? Where'd it work?
Where's the fanfic?
Oh, I bet it.
Also, the people in the theater being like, "Oh my god, it's Cat Noir and Ladybug."
Yeah, just the image of them as their hero form going to the
and
movie
then of course Ladybug ruins the movie.
Yeah, okay, here's the rant. So then Ladybug starts ranting, and this is one of the greatest. So she's ranting about romantic comedies that are lame because of the state of her love life. At first, I was like overwhelmed with the beginning of this rant.
Yes.
I was like, I thought it was just the stuttering part. But what
I know it gets worse. Like,
but it's just a whole recap of her love life. Like, I
had to pause like 3 times because I was losing it.
The beginning is the best part. In real life, the girl would take forever to tell the guy she liked him without stuttering. Like,
yes.
This is what Marinette thinks everyone goes through now. Okay. Yes, okay. Blah blah blah. So how could she know if he loves her back? It's impossible. So she decides she can never ever be with him, and bam, she falls in love with another guy, and everything is so cool,
also,
almost too easy.
Pause to admit that she fell in love with another guy.
I know, with Luca. Man, so tragic. What happened with them? Everything is cool, almost too easy, no stuttering. They hold hands, they get all kissy. And then surprise, she has secrets. And him, he hates secrets.
Like, he gets so mad. And she's just increasingly getting louder. Like, it's so funny.
So the animation's great, and so they have to break up, and everyone lives unhappily ever after the end. Christina V's voice acting here in the dub of this is incredible.
And then Cat Noir has to keep apologizing.
Yeah,
and
then,
everybody. And then when they leave, she's like telling everyone not to go see the movie and they should go see the superhero movie instead. It's so funny. Like, it's so funny.
It's one of the most over the top scenes of the show, and that's saying something.
It's like literally like it's so good.
It is a Ladybug like inspired speech.
It's so good. Like it's so funny.
We've said this a lot, but like this show's arguably its absolute greatest strengths of its ability to take itself not seriously at all and go completely over the top ridiculous with like a parodying of its own elements. And this is like the biggest highlight to date of that aspect of the show.
Well, she absolutely lost her mind in the movie theater.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and just like making fun of the own romantic arc within the show. It was really incredible. It ends with her like, oh, I'm gonna go swimming, woohoo, and then she like comes back in her powered up form.
Yeah.
Cut to that. That was hilarious too. Honestly, I think this is like one of the most hilariously written scene of the show. Like the writing in this episode is amazing.
So funny, like.
It's just great because she's just having this rant like uninterrupted, and at the same time, like Cat Noir is just like, "I'm so sorry to everybody," like trying to move her out of the theater.
Yeah, and Cat Noir's like, "Oh my god!" Like Cat Noir's like, "I did not sign up for this."
Should the screenshot for this episode be Ladybug pointing at the screen in the movie theater, enraged? Cat Noir trying the arm stretch move.
It should be the arm stretch move. Okay, so here's the problem.
Without any other options, okay.
Okay, so if there's like to be accurate, it should be her yelling at the screen, but for clickbait, it should be the arm over her shoulder.
Yes.
Let me.
The answer is always clickbait.
I pasted the arm stretch move in. Also just them in the movie theater with her.
And
scowling.
She's so mad.
I know. Look at her.
And then also like her ranting with the superhero rants is another great option. But it's definitely from this scene. I was going back taking screenshots. It was amazing.
Oh my god!
I love it.
Okay, everyone's mouth is open, and then Cat Noir's like, "Girl." Like,
yeah.
I wish she looked a little bit more angry in this. Like, picture.
I could try to find. She's glad, and this is her angry.
No, the arm stretch. That's. This is so funny. Oh my god! Okay, I can't. It's this.
You think
her
it's this one?
pointing
Because
at the
Cat Noir's
screen-
like, what's going on?
Yeah, okay, her pointing at the screen yelling is hilarious. Like, I can't handle it. It's so funny.
We're doing that one. Okay, but
Yes,
note that the
you
arm
can-
stretch move was also in contention. Okay.
It's
It's
so
great because
funny.
she's scowling and Cat's like happily looking up. And why does he think this is the time? She's scowling.
He's so stupid. Like,
He's
so
like,
dumb.
all right, time for me to make my move.
Like, this is so funny. Oh my god.
he's like, I don't think he's even thought it through. Like, this is a great, he's just feeling it. Like, he's just doing whatever he wants. Like,
I know, he's just so dumb. Like, I'm like, dude, she's already thrown you off a building this week, and yet you think this is a good idea. Like,
there were no brain cells to be found.
no
So
brain
that's
cells.
what I'd
That's
say,
correct.
yeah.
Cat Noir is the definition of no thoughts, head empty. Like,
Yeah. And we love it.
he's
We're
so
here
stupid.
for every minute.
Okay. That scene's great. Next scene, incredible. Alia has made a PowerPoint presentation to
Yes.
recap Marinette's love life.
I love a good PowerPoint.
I will say it was really sad that she didn't tell her that they broke up, and like,
That is,
you know,
yeah, it is sad.
it was so, and they haven't, like, so sad.
April, would you make a PowerPoint presentation about your friend's romantic history?
If the situation warranted it, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what situation would warrant it?
I don't know. I'd find a reason. I'd be like, you know what?
Because
I feel like
this
you
does
need...
seem like an April move, if anything.
I'd be like, you know what this situation needs? PowerPoint. And it would be great. It'd have the best graphics. Yeah.
I guess it's probably not a PowerPoint because there are Zoomers, like we said. It's probably like I don't know what kids do, like
What's the
slideshow
Google
and your-
version?
I
Or
think
not?
it's on an iPad, so it's probably like anyway. It's like that. The
Oh.
Photos app can make it into a thing.
Oh,
anyway.
they used iMovie. And...
iMovie, yeah. Okay, but anyway, it's like that's a serious scene, but it's like you made this presentation,
right?
But then they make
Oh,
the
and
friendship bracelet.
The friendship bracelet was so sweet, and I know Joke was like, I should make friendship bracelet.
Aw, you made bracelets.
You did,
made
we have
Ladybug
bracelets.
No.
You can make another one. I'm not upset. I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah.
Also, like, I do think the bracelet idea was so sweet.
I
Yeah.
know.
I felt Alex not feeling it, but
Oh yeah, no.
it's
Alex
sweet
was like,
too.
"Why don't we just like get her a smoothie and talk about it?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"No, like that was good. That was
They're like,
good.
we're doing the bracelet. Like,
I loved it. So good."
Yeah, so we talked
Also,
about
the
them
fact
being-
that Alex is here at all is so funny.
Alex is in their friend group.
I
We
know,
love
it's
her.
just funny. Like,
It
to
is
be
funny
fair,
because
their
she
entire
wasn't at
friend
first.
group-
Like at first, yeah, she was.
To be
like,
fair, their entire friend group is the class, except
yeah.
for Chloe and
Can
Sabrina.
you
which
can
is
you
sad.
imagine? Well, the other thing is that like, because we can all agree that Kagame and Marinette were like really close friends, and so I feel like where's Kagame in this scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, she should. Yeah, I think that's a good thought by us. We should bring Kagami into this group.
Yes.
And the show continues to do a great job with the Marinette's friend group. I think that's a great element. We continuing to show it.
Positive girl friendships. We love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely love it. So they're Gang of Secrets. They're their old hero forms. Okay. We didn't talk about this. So Trick, we mentioned it. We couldn't help ourselves. But Trick's Mirages on her own to like show them Ladybug leaving. It's like, what's the consequence? And it's the Eiffel Tower's wigging out. It's just wigging out, and that's it. That's
having a good
in the
time.
It's
episode.
so funny. Like, for no reason, the Eiffel Tower is like, it's so
Wait,
good.
can we
Like-
make the screenshot the Eiffel Tower week out?
like the Eiffel Tower is just sideways. Like,
Yes.
like that's so
Yeah, you
good.
guys need the motion to really get that, but like,
So-
like it's just again, the show's like such a parody of itself with the Eiffel Tower, and it's incredible.
It knows what the people want.
Yeah,
we
the
want the Eiffel Tower.
freaking
Thank you
out.
for bringing it. An all-time Eiffel Tower moment here. For no reason,
It's
it just
so good.
it just starts dancing for no reason.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, there's a consequence, but like we didn't need this. Like this, they didn't do this because they needed a consequence. They did this because they wanted to show the Eiffel Tower doing
It
dancing.
was so funny.
I loved it.
We loved it. We talked about the Ladybug pulling the oh yeah, she told Alia she's the guardian. That's another reveal.
Yeah.
A lot of reveals
Yeah.
again. Kat, I think,
And
Kat,
Alia
I
was like,
assume
"You're the guardian," so Alia like knows stuff.
she
Yeah.
knows. Yeah, Kat says a whisker away. I don't know if it was a reference to the movie or not, but I think also just a way to parody a phrase. And at the end, Marinette says she's gonna stick to friendship for now.
Yep.
Do we buy it?
I mean, I think this season, yes, but like, who knows?
Well, I think like now that she's got Ollie on her side, I think it'll be kind of easier for her too. You know what I mean? Like Ollie can kind of help rein her in. Like, hey, don't forget, you said friendship for now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, that'd be good. I feel like she'll relapse with Luca at some point.
Yeah,
they can't help themselves. They're too in love, as she said.
I don't feel like Adrian's. Well, I mean, Kagami said she would find Adrian.
Yeah, I think like the difference is Kagami's going to be more she's not doing it. I think Luca would be less able to help himself. Yeah, if they were hanging out.
Because I feel like Adrian's like respectful enough that he's like, okay, Kagami does not want to see me. Like, I will give her that space. But it's going to be awkward because we have to have an awkward episode where they're like forced in a social situation together because their families are so close.
Yep. Yeah. Let's do it more.
I mean, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Delaney, April, what else did I miss from the episodes that we want to talk about? Anything?
Well,
I mean,
I already
feel like we got it.
Yeah. And I already mentioned that Ladybug said that Kat and Reina Rouge were her best friends.
That's true. That was also really funny. She was like, I don't know Marinette, but like, so I have this friend, Reina Rouge. You're so stupid. Like, I was like,
Did we do service to this big moment of Marinette telling Alia?
I feel like it. I mean, we could talk about it for 6 more hours if you'd like.
And I'm sure we'll bring it up next time. If you're volunteering to stay for 6 more hours here?
It's a big deal. I mean, it was a big deal to me also. I've been waiting for this. Like, I said this, like, season 1.
It really is.
And Alia's my favorite. So...
And I'm glad that it was Alia. Like,
yes. And they gave it the time it needed, and I think they did justice to like how emotionally important this was, and like what a big deal this was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it got its due. Yeah. It was a great moment, and like very validating to like we've had because the show has so much going on. We've had several moments where it's like, is Alia still important to the show? And I think the show has consistently had these moments, and she's such a focus of the beginning of season 4, and this big reveal is entirely focused on her.
Yeah.
So I do think kudos to the show for really still highlighting Alia.
Yeah. I'm hoping, but I also wonder, will Alia get to keep her Miraculous now?
I would assume yes. I'd assume it's even easier now to.
Well,
to
yeah.
Get it to her.
Well, but I think like because there's that ease, you know what I mean? Like.
Oh, she just gets to hold on to it. She doesn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she doesn't have to.
That's
give
the
it
hope.
back.
Is like if someone learns of Marinette's secret, they could just hold on to the Miraculous.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's like a protection thing too. Like maybe Marinette is still like, I still want to hold on to it just in case. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Alia would be understanding of that.
Yeah, I guess like once you give it to Alia full time, it's like why isn't she there in any episode?
Yeah.
And again, it's like skeptical of the non-serialized nature of the show, so I wonder how that's going to work.
Also,
but I do think that's kind of the end game is like everyone being involved.
Well, I think that truly is because there was that episode where everyone was from like the future, and it all kind of seemed that they like permanently owned their Miraculouses.
Yeah.
And she's gonna change all the rules, so she can do whatever she wants.
I really hope so. That's that. I really want this to be Marinette rewriting how the Guardian works as a major thing moving forward. I really, really want that. Delaney. Anything else? Any closing thoughts as we're wrapping up here?
I'm so glad Ladybug's back. I miss the show. The show makes me so happy, even when it makes even though the show causes me a lot of like physical and emotional pain. I love these 3 episodes. I think they were really good. I'm excited for the next episode. And I love getting to talk on here about Ladybug.
Yeah.
What physical pain has Ladybug caused you?
It just hurts physically.
Like you're watching and you like gesture too wildly in exasperation and you bang your head or something?
Me. Like you watch it and it just hurts inside.
Your emotional pain manifests physically.
Yeah, my emotional pain manifests physically.
That's how you got your what, April?
Well, I had hurt my one of my fingers on my right hand and I couldn't figure out how, and I was like,
it was
I wonder
from
if
crushing the bottle.
It was definitely from crushing the can.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
April, final thoughts here.
Like Delaney, I am extremely happy that Ladybug is back because it has been sorely missed. The specials were nice, but like this is Ladybug in its essence. Also, I think it's funny that in the title card they changed it from saying like Miraculous, like the Adventures of Ladybug and Cat Noir, and it just says Miraculous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Interesting.
But I'm very happy, and I can't wait for the next episode, especially knowing that it's Mr. Pigeon again. Yeah, he has a soft spot in my heart.
Hype for Mr. Pigeon. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, so we have Disney Channel bombing out the first 6, except for episode 5 for some reason. I guess it's not finished at the end of June. So we have the first 3 here, so we'll have the next 3 at the end of June. And that will be the plan, to be back in a month to talk about more Ladybug. The plan, subject to change. The Ladybug schedule is subject to change. And in theory, the podcast now, moving forward, is for a while, we're going to alternate Ladybug and Owl House, as Owl House is also going to be back. So very excited.
So it's just great. Just all the best.
For these 2 shows.
It's a great time for the overly animated crew.
Yes. It's a great time. And if you, I don't know why that was said so southernly, but that's a great time for
Don't make fun of my culture. Oh my god.
That's how Delaney talks, right? Yeah.
Shut up.
But
I feel like I talk more southern than Delaney.
That's not true. You're in Texas. It's not real.
It's not. I mean, you both. Neither of you talk very much with it.
That's
I feel
that's because I'm from the Midwest. So.
Well, no. When I do get upset, Dylan irritates me more.
This used to be a big thing on the podcast, making fun of how Delaney talks.
And then it would get worse, and my accent would get worse because the angrier I get.
I guess I'm not as mean now.
Yeah, you got less.
How angry is Delaney?
Well, no, you just no. It's because you troll me differently now. That's the thing. Your methods
more insidiously. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see the Luca call today. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, on Disney Channel US, Ladybug and Owl House are going to be airing back to back with new episodes. Very exciting. 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m.
That is a power hour.
Power hour.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that in June. So let us know what you thought of these episodes. Remember, no spoilers wherever you're commenting. Please.
I will say when I got spoiled on Discord, it wasn't my own fault. Someone mentioned my name, said it was like, "Oh, Delaney talked about this," and then there was blacked out text, and I clicked on the blacked out text.
Yeah,
so
don't
it was
click
my
the
fault.
blackout text. Yeah.
But also, they were talking about me, so I wanted to know.
What they were
I mean, it's hard to be behind on Ladybug. I do think this is the right way to watch. Try to be in order. Try to not watch with bad subtitles. But I'm not checking that channel. I'm not checking Thomas's tweets. So it is tough.
But also to see someone was like, yeah, when Alia told Marinette, I was like, there's no way this is real. I was like, this is fake.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna say earlier, even knowing, I do think the scene it grips you, so it's not even relevant that it really puts you in the moment. Yeah.
And also, I literally just thought it was fake. I was like, there's no way that's true.
I mean, yeah. Who could this show? They'd never.
I was like, no.
I love that somehow through magic I was not spoiled, and I appreciate.
Good, you deserve it.
Good job. Good job. Thank you, Instagram, for not spoiling.
I wore
and TikTok.
out all my luck when I somehow got through my entire life without knowing that Garnet was a fusion, and so I got to experience that.
When you were catching up, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I was getting caught up, and everyone was like, how did you not know?
Yeah, good job spoiling that for everyone who didn't know.
You're welcome.
In case you didn't know that this show that has been out for...
This is not a Steven Universe podcast, look. So, I mean, in general we are, but not this episode.
I mean, if I get hate messages, I deserve it. It's okay.
No, you don't. No hate messages for anyone. We don't deserve it. We'd hopefully send your love in the comments with what you thought of this. Again, every month is the plan for Ladybug. So now last podcast plus 4 weeks, then you can know what no promises, right? We might change our mind,
our best.
But that's
we
the
do
what
what
makes
we
sense.
Want.
Look, we do what we want. What we want is Ladybug, so
yes,
I'm glad it's back. There you go. Okay. And last thing is, if you enjoyed this, consider supporting us via Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to all our current patrons, especially our patron of podcast, Steve. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, Ryan, Steve, Beatrice, Hugh, Michael, Needle, and Phonician. And like I said, the plan is next Overly Animated podcast in 2 weeks will be the Owl House premiere. 2 weeks after that, 3 more episodes Ladybug. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having these 2 shows airing regularly. And we will see all of you guys then. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.